Hello, beautiful and amazing people, and how are you on this wonderful and amazing day? Well, our cold snap seems to have snapped, and we are having an incredible, beautiful, and warm day. I really enjoyed having my breakfast outside, and I was thinking to myself, in the office by 10:30. Really? That's late already. Oh well, you know what? These things happen, and just that soft, beautiful grass beneath my feet and the warm wind on my arms, it was just so amazing, especially seeing as we're in autumn, and the birds. And we have this really fat little lizard, and then we've got all these little skinnier lizards, and this bee was harassing the lizards. Well, hi Rebecca. Well, I think the bee was harassing the lizard because you watch this lizard trying to avoid the bee, and I was thinking about, where do we do that in life? Eventually he went under something, came up the other side of the bee, and the bee buzzed off. It was quite interesting watching the interaction, because from our point of view, I'm absolutely certain it wasn't happening what we were thinking it was happening from their perspective. But it was just lovely to watch this little fat shiny lizard, like, oh my goodness, I mean, the bee's the size of his head, and he obviously really didn't want to interact with that bee, and the bee was determined. He was going that way, and this lizard was in the way, and he wanted to go that way. Never mind that, all he had to do was lift himself a little bit higher and he could get flowers. Where do we do that in life, where we're so fixed on what we want, we don't realize, just lift it up a bit and keep going. There's no other obstacles in the way. It was just beautiful. Okay, today, what's the elixir for today? The elixir for today is, what if you could create what you truly want in your life and your business and your tomorrow? What would you do today to create it? What would you receive today to create it? Interesting, don't you think? Okay, how beautiful is this card? Do you see the fields and the mountains? And there's even a fence there. You know that lift I was telling you about? God, the supreme artist, uses our life for the creation of art. We are the instrument through which the force of life expresses itself. We express our art in everything we say, everything we feel, and everything we do. The creation is ongoing. It is endless. It is happening in every moment. And that's why, as a mindset alchemist, I help people understand that that is a truth. You are always creating with your thoughts. There's a chemistry between your thoughts and your words. And when you add feelings into the mix, oh my goodness, the recipe is combustible. It depends on what you're putting in that recipe. I'm going to be doing a challenge on that in my Optimal Awareness for Driven Entrepreneurs. It's mostly going to be in the next two or 3 weeks. I haven't hammered out the details yet. I haven't created the details. Then guess what came forward? While you're creating, bring humor into your life. Do you know, I came to a very stunning realization. There are so many people that are afraid of clowns. I never knew that. To me, they're just faces. I wonder if they're seeing the energy behind it, that feeling of people hiding who they are. Rebecca says, I feel it's time to dream big. Yes, Rebecca, it's that the energy is there. It's as though we've been given a void, and it's now time to step into this void with what we desire to create, what we choose to create, not what we've had. It's like the slate has been wiped clean, and you can take your pen and write whatever story you choose to now. And it's just being in openness and bringing a good sense of humor into it, and understanding that we are creative. It really is time to not just dream big, receive the bigness of the dream, receive the energy to create it. I'm very passionate about this. You may have picked that up. Think about whether you truly have a sense of humor. I know I have a very different one to my family. Healing is enhanced with humor, and laughter can lighten almost anything, certainly most day-to-day irritations. Your goal is to bring humor to everything that causes you stress, as this is one of the most empowered responses you can have. The other one is to look at a situation and say, that's an interesting point of view, that I have that point of view about that point of view. And when you do it, hi Sam, how are you? And when you look at it from that perspective, that that's an interesting point of view, that I have a point of view about that point of view. It just takes the energy off of it, and it allows you to create something just so much larger. It also stops you from getting sidetracked. And also, it's like instead of that little bee buzzing around the lizard, maybe he thought the lizard was food. Maybe, I wonder what the lizard smell was that was attracting that bee. We just lift ourselves over that fence life appears to have put in our way. Look at that boundless space, and we get hooked up on that fence. And that's what's been happening. We let our dreams get stopped by a weenie fence that actually we could quite effortlessly climb over, or vault. Well, maybe I don't think I could vault over it. Hurdles was never a speciality of mine. And with a sense of humor, which I must say, I am growing into having a sense of humor and being able to laugh at things. I tend to not always be cognizant of the humor behind it, and it's something I've had to train myself. And it was just so interesting that then this came forward. I let go of the shadow of the past by seeing someone for the first time with the eyes of love. And the reason why these are so interesting that they've come up is because last week and this week, the energy is all around letting go of memories and people and feelings that no longer serve you. Practicing forgiveness, practicing seeing through the eyes of now the benefits and the blessings of something that was excruciatingly painful and almost debilitating for some in the past. Letting it go, releasing it, and moving it forward. Because people, last week and this week, we were asked to dig deep into who we are. What are we choosing to create? Where are we choosing to create it? And who are we choosing to create it with? And when we would like to create it. For me, I battle a bit with the when, because I know we be time. And the minute you put a ring fence around it, you are literally putting that fence on your dreams. Whereas if you create from a space of, oh, I wonder what it would be like to have this, to do that. I wonder what it would take for this to happen. And you allow it to flow into your life. And when you are enabled to see the past and present people through the eyes of love, see them as though you've never met them before. See them for the hurting individuals that are part of your contract, part of your growth plan. It changes things so much. Somebody got really annoyed with me. One of my clients got really annoyed with me when I said to them, the bottom line though is that person is showing you what you feel about yourself. No, they're not. I don't feel that about myself. I said to them, well, somewhere that is being mirrored to you, so you can go and check it out. Now, I work with energy, so I know I had an inkling of what had happened to her as a young person, and that's where her thing, but she had blanked it out, so she wasn't aware of it. However, it was being reflected back to her by colleagues, so that without having to go back into the past, she could heal that feeling in the present and energetically let go of it, so that she could actually truly become the instrument through which the force of life expressed itself, and she could bring her beautiful gift of being able to draw and do art and help others to heal themselves to come forward. And it was when this happened that I truly understood projection and mirroring, where somebody will mirror to us, or we are actually projecting through them, or they are projecting through us, and we could be mirroring back to them. That's why somebody else's point of view about you is not your challenge, it's their challenge, and it gives you a very good insight into what they're struggling with. And it's one of those things that when you refuse to accept judgments on yourself as just an interesting point of view, and that person is trying to show you, the universe through that person is showing you where healing is required, where you've healed. That's sometimes what happens. You look and think, oh, I'm not even responding to that. I'm not even reacting to it. It's not even phasing me at all. And it can be that you understand that you've healed. And by not responding, reacting, you're enabling that person, you're empowering that person to do their own healing. So people, don't forget, the energy of the week is very much about letting go of those thoughts, those feelings, and what it is you no longer desire to have. It's basically declutter your memories, it's very important this week to declutter your memories, declutter your emotions, and to move forward with what you want. What Rebecca said about dreaming big is very true. We are being handed a blank slate to go and see what can we do differently, where can we do it, and how can we do it. Because through doing that, it enables us to create a life we love living. It shows us the chemistry that we are capable of and what we can do with it. Have an incredible, amazing day, and come and join me in my free group, Optimal Awareness for Driven Entrepreneurs, where we are going to be exploring the recipes we create and bake in life. Bye-bye.